when I signed the film, I was clueless. I had no clue how I was going to do it. There was a lot of intimacy involved, and I mean, for me, I mean, whatever I've watched, I mean, I have watched it like internationally, but to be doing it and it's just it was a little overwhelming, and I think it was Shakun who, you know,
And Sid's a very shy guy, so it's one of those things where we all sit together. As you know, we had a whole process, and it really helped. I think we all came together as a unit, as friends, and it was the best way of kind of making this film.
Yeah, okay. And Deepika said something very interesting about the cast. When you were writing this film, I mean, of course, there are complexities in your script, but even in terms of the cast, it's very unique and fresh. Did you think about them while writing? Or how did this cast come
this
together?
idea of like, would this cast be fresh was something that never crossed our mind. I mean, was this cast right for the film was
Correct.
the first obvious thing. So,
Yeah.
of course, we were looking for the right people to play these parts.
Yeah.
And that now that it comes across as fresh, that's just like an added bonus,
Yeah, okay. Now, most Bollywood films you've seen like have a very happy ending, but your film sort of is usually layered. So, Ananya, my question would be to you: if in real life, your partner was cheating on you, how would you react?
Oh my god.
And this I'm going to ask everyone, so you guys have a heads up to think about it.
Honestly, I feel like for me, a deal breaker in a relationship is like cheating. Personally, I feel. So I would like leave. I'd bounce for sure.
Yeah. What about you, Siddhant? First, I'll finish my pizza and then figure out.
if my partner's cheating on me,
Yeah.
I actually don't know how I would
He'll
react.
start collecting that material for his next part. Like, he's like, how can I use this feeling? And he'll start writing poetry in a book, and he'll be like, I'll come back to this at some point.
I really don't know how I would react.
No,
I mean,
because it is complicated. You are in love with a person, and it's a bit tricky. Deepika, what about you?
It's a deal breaker for me. Though I feel like it's far more complicated than just giving a straightforward answer like, oh, it's a deal breaker for me. I think there are so many factors that come into play, like how much, what does that relationship mean to you? How much are both people willing to work at it? Was it a mistake? Is it a habit? I think there's just so many things that come into play. I think it's very difficult to say, oh,
Yeah.
people make mistakes, people make mistakes. And I think that's one of the things you'll also learn from this film, that a lot of times people make the choices that they do for various reasons. And I think that we're conditioned to think that infidelity is sort of
A sin, so to say.
a sin. Yeah, it's a bad thing. But I think the minute, for example, if you were to put yourself in the shoes of a therapist or a counselor, for example, and you have to actually understand why that person did what they did, I think you start looking at it very differently. Now, this is not to say that I'm okay with it or that I'm not okay with it. I'm just saying that it's far more complex than just saying that I'm okay with it or not okay
Yeah.
with it. I think that there's just far too many factors that come into play when it comes to this.